Alright.
Let's see.
This man shot.
Check for. Ja, gut. Check for Borderline Philosopher.
What? You mean YouTube?
Ja.
But do you have like a link?
Yeah, wait. Teilen. WhatsApp. Opa. Send it to you via WhatsApp. I will say something. I say something. Test 1, 2, 3. Konnichiwa, bitches. Konnichiwa. Arigatou gozaimashita. Wolle Hühnerfly kaufen mit Leis? Nummer 9. Hühnerfly. Emotional damage.
There's some kind of noise. Are you sure the microphone is being used?
Yeah, it's that microphone. Right? It's a trust microphone, right?
Yes, it's
Oh, wait, actually, this I can actually put it off. Should be this here is a trust microphone,
Mm-hmm.
but maybe it has to be like.
It's not like super clear.
Yeah, maybe some sound settings I would have to check. I don't know. Of course, you know. Probably like with the audio you can like. Let's see. Okay. So. One trust microphone. Okay. Yeah, I think maybe you have to check your fine tuning, like the sound settings and stuff like that.
Yeah.
But for now.
My voice talking shit. I think we'll get into problems.
None of this is white though.
Huh?
None of this is white though.
So you don't think that we're like we qualify as white? In general?
I don't know. Once like you remember once a girlfriend of a friend of mine was annoyed at me and like said that she never dealt with so many white cis males. And I was like, what? I'm not even white.
Okay.
So
So she considers you as a
I was
white
bullshitting.
cis male.
I mean, yeah, of course, I grew up in Germany and everything, so I don't feel white. Okay, on the other side, I also forget sometimes that I'm not I'm Asian. It's like people get confused when they see my mom.
When was the first time you realized that you were Asian? Like I mean like, you know, Asian, you got that sense that
Well, every time I pee in the toilet, look down and be like, ah shit.
no, I mean like in okay.
No, I think my mom told me that when that one day when I was like this little kid, maybe like 3 or 4, I looked at her and asked her like, why I look different? She told me I went up.
Like you okay, so you kinda realized that you were different than the other people.
Yeah.
Okay.
I mean,
Like
might
what
be
age?
Like 3 or 4, I guess.
And your mom was like, okay, you're not white.
You know, white, you're black. Yes, I want to be black anyways. Alright, yeah.
I think for me like this race concept didn't play a role. I mean I didn't know it existed until I came to Germany.
I didn't know all the colors in Turkey.
No, not generally. I mean it's like I mean usually you can I mean of course like there are like blonde people as well. I mean like white skin and more fair skinned people. I think it's like really minority. I would say like 10 to 15 or maybe 20. I don't know.
They all look like you.
Yeah, I mean I'm kind of like the stereotypical Turkish guy. So like, I mean, but Turkey is a very yeah like with genetic pool it's very rich. So like if you go to the west, you see people more that look like Europeans. And then if you are in the east, I mean, like I originally come from the east of Turkey,
Mm.
where there are like I don't know, lots of course, like also minorities as well, like groups like Kurds, like I don't know, like some Arabs, Persian, like you can just find anything, you know. But I mean, it has all been mixed.
Okay.
So I mean, I do come from that region, so I mean, like I don't really know like what my pure genetics are, but probably like some Kurdish, some Armenian, some. There's a lot of
Like a mix.
mix, yeah. But I mean, like the answering the question. So there is no really like okay you're like you're like a black dude. I mean there are like black people also like in Turkey as well.
How many? 2 or 3?
Not that much, but I mean like there are some people who you can say they look like they have some like African influence, which I mean I did some research on it as well. Like I have a cousin who's like really brown skin person. I mean
Mm.
one can say that maybe he's Egyptian, maybe he's like like he could be anywhere from the African continent. I'm not anywhere, but just
Maybe like a way
he
he
is very very dark. Um, so basically, there's no like that. Of course, people can make comments about if you're like darker than most of the people. We're still like white, generally in Turkey. So you can be like like you can get comments, but not in this racistic like this discriminating way. I mean, some can say okay, so it's racist, but I mean it's not like based on discrimination, but it's more like the difference basically.
So you're saying they're not like really racist, they're like you're Turkish and that's it. Like you're black.
If if you say like I mean if you're like black and if you're like I'm like 100% Turkish, people will accept you. I mean if you say okay, so I mean you can still look like Turkish, but you can say okay, I go with my identity Armenian or Kurdish, then
That's the question actually.
it's a problem.
So would you say Turkish people are more patriotic? Like is that a thing? Like,
Yeah, very patriotic. Like,
That might be like seem like why it might be done affected here because like everybody is like you don't want to be German. Like nobody's like I'm German. Like German has this huge like shame on their history.
mm-hmm.
So like people
No, we
like
don't have
can't walk around with a German flag or like immediately like claim like display it as like a Nazi or something.
You can see Turkish flag at any point in time in Turkey, like everywhere, like on people's cars, on people's balconies, and yeah, I think it's not like a problem as in Germany because people have like more like a pride and due to historical reasons.
Alright, so it's just connotated like you can be a proud Turk without being like racist or like conservative. You just like Turk, you're just like Turkish person. You're like
Yeah, it's like more bound to the identity, like that you also. I mean, there's nationalism in Turkey as well, but it's not based on the racial identity. It's more like okay, so who you are. So if you say okay, like if you're like a Turkish citizen and if you say okay, I'm a Kurd, I'm Armenian, and so on, that might backlash in Turkish society because there's some conflict going on, right? And then, but if you say like
right now.
yeah, I mean it could backlash, of course, like, but I mean it's also how you put it, like because if you say that okay, so I'm proud to be a Kurd in certain areas in Turkey to certain people, like very nationalistic people, that can get you in trouble. So because people connect that with like the Kurdish organization that's like been fighting the Turkish army like since 1980s, or the I don't know like there
Wait,
have
is
been
it
some
like this
beef
one
with
where-
Armenians and so on.
So they have like this sign like
Yeah,
like
the
this What's it called again?
I think it's peace in West, but in Turkey it's like this is more like victory. So
Also, we didn't call it in this Kurdish, like what the name of this? They had like some friends who were Kurdish, and they were like, this is this organization, I don't know what they call it.
PKK.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, PKK.
And they identify themselves as like revolutionary.
Pro-Kurdish.
Yeah, others identify them as like terrorists or something like that.
Yeah, it is a very. I mean, I mean, some people see it as like terrorist organization, and then some people say that it's revolutionary, whatever. So it's like, yeah, I mean, yeah, that's how from which perspective you're looking at, basically. Yeah.
No, I just remember like when I came to Berlin, because I come from Mainz, there are not so many like colored people. I was like one of the only ones that was like not white in my school. So I'm just used to like just being around white people. And when I went to Berlin, I saw blacks like on a regular basis. And I was a kid, man. I was like 10. But I'm like in the train and I see like a black dude in front of me. I'm looking at him. And like, oh, I'm staring right now. I should look somewhere else. And then like in my head, what's going on? But now he probably knows that I'm looking away. Like I look again. You know, at the end, like it's like a 10-year-old kid, like this looking like a foster black guy. And I see like, I don't want to be racist, but it's just like not used to them. Like,
so like at that point, you knew what racism was as a kid. I mean, like this racial differentiation.
Of course you know. I mean, like if you're a minority, like in a different country, you get addressed. Like I mean, in small ways. And you oftentimes people like, hey, you speak so good German. Like, yeah, you do. You know, you just grew up here. I'm basically German. You get those kind of things. But I don't think it's like a bad thing. Like, okay, racism is bad. Yeah. But I mean,
is it?
I don't know actually. Like, fuck all other races. I don't know. Like, fuck my race is following. No, I just mean. I said to my mom this because my mom sometimes asks me like how I was growing up in Germany and if like I face racism, and yeah, I do. Not so much because like to be honest, like Vietnamese or Asian people are very much liked. There's like a lot of positive racism going on to it. Like, I get into clubs because like they think like, oh, it's a nice Asian dude, you know. So I look like harmless and everything. So that's good. Like I mean, Arabs and Turks and black people, it's way harder here, I would say, than like Vietnamese people, like because like how they can be perceived. I get why like weird people like screaming on the street, hey, Xing Shang Chong, make some jokes of the calling this, it happens. But I mean, if you're like a woman, you have other things. Like if you're a woman, you get catcalled, or like you feel like not like comfortable in certain areas, or like at night. So.
But did you feel like insecure, like you were in danger because of?
No, never. I mean, I was always feisty when somebody make like a stupid joke or something. I was like willing to fight, and because I was tiny, I lost a lot of those fights as a kid.
Okay.
But I think like this is more like if you're willing to defend yourself and you like walk up straight, you know.
Yeah, it's like cats. You know, like if you corner a cat, it will get defensive, right? So I think that's always like a dangerous thing. Like usually happens with bullies, right? They like bully a person that's like small and small and small, and then one day this person stands up for himself or herself, you know, and then this bully gets shut down, you know, like because there's this energy, whatever, like this life survival mode coming in, and then I've seen this happen, like especially I don't know, like in school, you know, like I've been at places where like bullying was like a consistent thing. So I've seen that happen in front of my eyes, and
people like that to say.
Yeah, like you know that someone's like getting bullied, like you know, for a long time and so on. It sounds like a Hollywood movie, but yeah, I mean like one day it's like this. I mean like even with bullying, there like I think some bond. I mean, like I've also experienced bullying myself. So but everyone's experience is different. But I do believe that even for some people, there are still like boundaries like with bullying. You know, like. I mean, of course, you can like do like slap, and you can claim, so boundaries have been exceeded. Like, where's the action? But I do believe that like there are still some more things that there's a possibility of doing, and then if you cross
certain line, like different line where like it is freak out like.
Then that's a different person. Like that person stands for himself
Happened to you? Did you ever like felt like line was so much cross that you just really just got like aggressive, like you reacted like completely different than you would have before?
Yeah, I mean, I did, and I did get beaten up as well. I mean, but you know, then the person kind of was scared that I would like kind of initiate a fight again because yeah.
I think that's it. Actually, like I saw like this animals out there like on some video or whatever. As like both can basically hurt each other, you know, and just the willingness like to be like going into like a physical altercation is like it's not worth the trouble because like maybe like somebody is like stronger than you and is likely to win that fight,
Yeah,
maybe,
yeah, yeah.
but it's still gonna get injured. It's not gonna be for not for free. It's not
Yeah,
like
yeah, it's not for free.
if
Yeah,
I attack like a baby, okay, it's for free.
or someone, it's gonna also cause a bad reputation for you, like
Yes.
as a bully, because you're like, I mean, you can like kind of put me to ground and like ground and pound and be like show your dominance, but if you can also like be like, okay, so if I stand my ground, you still beat me, but I'm still able to escape, you know, like I still like can push you and everything. It also shows a vulnerability in you, like as a bully,
Yeah.
right? So because like that kid can push you.
So the level of dominance is not that clear anymore. Like,
Yes, yeah.
it's like somebody's like, okay, fuck it. Like you the other one gets out of the situation as a dominant person. But if there's like a fight back and there's like, actually like a fight going on, the other one like leaves it in a way like also like not safe.
Yeah, yeah.
And, oh, this guy is not as untouchable as he
Yeah.
may portray himself.
Yeah, I mean, yes. I mean, still, it can improve the situation.
Yeah.
Yeah. But I think, yeah. But I mean, it all depends on the personal experience and circumstances. But yeah, for me, this was the case. Yeah.
Until what age you got bullied?
I got bullied until, like, I was mostly done with my high school. Yeah.
So like 18.
Yeah, like, yeah, until 17 something. Yeah, 17.
From what age on?
I mean, there was some bullying in elementary school as well.
Fuck.
Yeah, man. Like, yeah. I mean, I was in a town which was a little bit wild. It was in the very east of Turkey, so things have a little bit of less access than like than the west of Turkey, and like some kids they were like carrying knives and so on at school. They were like knife.
And would you like stab each other or is it just like
Yeah, there were some cases. Yeah, like
oh fuck, in school?
yeah, in school. Yes, yeah. I mean, even though I went to a more prominent district, there were like a couple of cases per year, like 1 or 2. But if you go to other schools, and usually that's where the problem happens, because like in Turkey, the education system is very fucked up. Like so, you have like this normal schools, and then you also have to go to like some additional school, like after school preparation, like because there are like some exams to get into the high schools, and it's a very competitive environment. So it's not like you stay only in your school, but you get kind of circulated by different schools, like you get open to other interactions.
So it's mixing like pre-existing groups with other groups, like also like there's like
Yeah, always.
rivalry, like okay, they're like the new group, different group or
No, it's not like group rivalry, but you get like more interactions. Like you get what do I mean by that? And then like this one guy might like hit on this girl from this school, which in this school there's another lover, and then all of a sudden you see these two parties come together and then like fight over something. Even
a Romeo and
elementary-
Juliet story.
Elementary school. Yeah. Yeah, like what was it? Capulets and in Romeo and Juliet.
Yeah,
Capulets versus
both versus I don't know, like
I forgot these two families, But I mean, at least like they're like two families. They happen, and there's no another lover kind of thing. They just like fight because the love cannot exist, should not exist. But I mean, like at elementary school, there were like fight for girls, and
elementary school?
yeah.
Are you guys born hairy? Are you like born with testosterone and shit? Like how does it come?
Yeah, I mean, usually, I don't know. Like I was always the most the hairiest one. There are like people without the hair, yeah. But I remember occasions like we had this physical education classes and so on. I don't know, like so basically it was like this for us. Like we were in the physical education class. It was to come, and then first like women. I mean like the girls, they were like kind of dressing up, and then the one of them was like kind of like closing the door to the class, and then they would get all dressed up, and then the boys would like go.
They want to
after
see,
that.
man. They want to see.
Yeah, I think like the boys were like
Open the
pushing,
door.
and then the girls behind them like pushing, always like this. Yeah, they were like stuff like this happening all the time.
You guys got horny early, man.
And let me tell you, and since like as this like group of boys that you get dressed and so on, of course like at at the age of like 10, someone would like show his massive dick because he got like kind of hit the puberty much before that, and then like first time I saw pubic hair I was like, what the fuck is this, because I didn't have it.
You're in full grown beard here, but no pubic hair.
No, I still didn't. I didn't have any hair until the age of 13. Like I did not have any
Age of 13.
pubic hair. No, sorry, pubic hair. I started to have at around 11. Started to grow at around 11.
I was like a baby.
The beard started growing at the age of 13, but not like this, but just more like, ooh, whoa, something is popping up. And then this level I reached at the university, but I mean it's still like at the age of 15, 16.
Basically sexually mature, basically that you can.
Yeah, of course. Yeah, I mean I started the the masturbation, when I was like 12.
I did masturbate, I think, even before I had like semen.
Yeah, I mean, I did that too, but it was like I didn't know what was it, so I was just like
This is
playing
fun.
around. Yeah, it was just fun. It wasn't concluding to anything. It was weird. Yeah, it was very weird. Yeah.
No way.
But I do.
So that's why you got bullied, because you did it in public.
But no.
Just kidding. So like a friend of ours has a story.
Who?
Like a friend of ours, you don't know.
Right.
I don't want to name, but there's a story that he used to masturbate in the corner, like literally in the corner of this building, in a room. So he had like a wall that starts turning yellow. Because it was like he just masturbated always in the same corner.
That's disgusting. Yeah. Yeah, I mean, like coming from like this like boarding school experience and all these like stuff and so on, I know like pretty more fucked up stories, like about the masturbation, how people was doing it and so on, because
So different ways to do it, or?
I mean like how you finalize, right? I mean I don't know, like probably there was a guy who was like coming in his pants and then like yeah, it's like a lot of disgusting stuff. Or I don't know, like I think I do remember someone was like kind of doing it in his clothes. Like I would just take out my t-shirt and then yeah, man, like pretty fucked up shit. Like,
So you got bullied quite early, actually.
Yeah, I did experience like violence and so quite a bit.
What was the reason? Why did they choose you to bully you?
I think I've never been like this like big kid. I've always been on the spectrum of being like skinny, like a small type of kid. I was just like also very active, like I think most of the cases I also didn't accept what was given to me, like someone tell me some stupid thing and I would usually stand up to it, and then rather than being like, okay dude, like okay I don't give a shit.
But you still got in there and you would stand up to something and you would still like continue to.
Yeah, I mean like okay, I mean not at that point, but I mean like then the exploration starts, right? I mean the bully kind of tries to get to know you and and then like measures your ability. I mean it's not just one. I mean like for example I was like once bullied because there was this girl in our apartment block. Like our apartment was full of kids. Like I think like 18 houses, and then there should be at least 30 to 40 kids. Like and then every day we would just like play on this field. Like there's so much stuff. We would have our football team. There was this apartment. They had their football team. We would have a like match, and then we would fight. And there was this girl, and she had like a lover. But I was pretty annoying to her because I was kind of also bullying her brother.
Alright, that was for you.
Yeah, of course. But I mean, this brother was really annoying because, like, do you know, like, he was like this dirty mouth.
Alright, would they talk shit behind you?
Talk shit behind me, like, you know, he would, like, always, like, say things that didn't happen and so on that would just get me really, really angry. And then when I would confront him, he would just try to swear at me, like, you know, say bullshit and so on. And then I would just, like, beat him up. That kid was special though, like, if I would just beat him up, like, he would not stop. Even at the position where I'm, like, very dominant, I'm like, okay, dude, you have to stop, you know, like, because you don't want to get further than this.
It was a disease maybe? Or
Maybe, yeah,
something?
maybe.
Sick or something?
I mean, not on a paper, but probably there was a problem with that kid. He was fine getting beaten up, and then I would just, like, stop it because I would have, like, kind of like, okay, so this is too much, you know. And but I mean, this was like, I wasn't like bullying him like constantly, but it was like I was sort of like, I had to be friends with him, but he would just, like, sometimes, like, drive me crazy, and then
Oh, you have to be friends with him.
because we live in the same block, our families are friends, and
I used to just know each other because like with
yeah, it's like we also have, like, some mutualistic relationship, you know, like, and I mean, it's not like we're always bad. Like, we're good. Like, we're, like, just normal friends. We enjoy, like, playing together and so on. And then all of a sudden, he would just, like, do some stupid shit. I couldn't understand this dude, seriously. Yeah, it was really weird. And then yeah, this girl was, like, kind of also getting on my nerves. And then yeah, all of a sudden, like, I had, like, this kind of interaction with her. Like, I was, like, saying some shit, and then she was, like, she was, like, much older than me, and she could potentially, like, beat me up.
How old were you?
I was I think, like, around 8 or 9.
I think it's puberty.
Yeah.
And then she was probably like after puberty already, like
She was before, she was about to go to high school, so I think she was around 12 to 13.
Alright,
Yeah.
she was definitely bigger.
Bigger, yeah, of course. Yeah, I mean, I was pretty athletic, like, as a kid. Like, I could run. I could, like, no one can kind of catch me. I could climb the trees. And then this lover boy gang, like, they chased me, like, for, like, 6 months.
They chased you.
They chased me. They tried to, like, beat me up.
That sucks, man.
Yeah, that sucked. And then, like, one time I had to really, like, I was kind of, like, hiding away. There was, like, this construction site, like, 2-story building, and, like, I thought that I could hide in there, but these motherfuckers, they were also, like, very clever. They thought, okay, so this person can just, like, hide there. I got really scared because if I get beat, I was like, if I get beaten here, it could be the end, you know, like, because it's, like, dark, it's, like, they could do shit. I was very, very scared. So I went all the way to the up, and then, like, they saw me, and then they, of course, like, rushed. I was at the rooftop. It was a 2-story, like, building, and then, like, they were just right after me. I was like, okay, so they were, like, really, like the iron spiking up, you know, like, at the bottom, and
You
I
were
jumped.
like 8 and they wanted to. You jumped.
Yeah, I jumped, but not to the iron. There was, like, descent kind of thing. I, like, so
On the rooftop.
Yeah, from rooftop.
Yes. How tall is that?
Two
stories.
2 stories. Yeah.
That's pretty steep then.
Yeah, it was deep, but I saw the sand thing, but just right next to it, there are, like, these iron things, like, spiking up. So if I just, like, do something fucked up, then I could, like, you know.
Yeah, you impale yourself. Right?
Yeah, but I did not want to give the destiny to them, you know, because I was like, okay, so if I do it myself. I take the destiny at my own hand, you know.
That sounds like you could have died.
I could have died, but I could have also died at their hand. Like, they could have just pushed me.
But they little kids and they would go so
They
far.
no, they were like 12 and, like, big boys.
They would go so far to like putting you physically in danger. Like
I
you,
could not
you,
risk.
you felt like it.
Yeah, I felt like it. So, like, there was this intuition in me saying that, okay, you should not allow this to happen. So, yeah, I jumped into this, and luckily I jumped into the sand. I got, like, I think a couple of bruises, nothing broken, like, luckily, and so on. So I could, like, really, I could do the, escape at the very last moment. I mean, this went on, like, for 6 months, and then they finally, like, caught me. They beat me up.
They did, and then you had like
Yeah, because of this stupid brother, I climbed up to the tree, like, all the way up, and then yeah, I mean, these boys were down. They could not climb up, so they kind of sent this motherfucker, like, upstairs. But at that point, I could negotiate. I was like, okay, I'm gonna come down. But yeah, like, just have it easy or something. So I just made this deal with them. So I willingly came down, and then they beat me a couple of times, and then
And they beat you up because like the brother of this girl.
I said okay, so I'm not gonna beat him up, blah blah blah. I said I was also apologizing for nothing. I was like, yeah, I'm sorry, like blah blah blah. I was like, I won't do it again, whatever the shit. And then I think they kind of eased down, and then
They punch you, kick you, or something.
they punch me, kick me, and like stuff like that.
Sorry, man.
Yeah, man, it was like a wild environment.
Even you laugh about now, but like this is just, I don't know, like I don't really like I remember like once in first grade or so I had like long hair and had like this round face and I looked like I don't know like a gender undefined and I don't know whatever. Like some guy came, oh, look like a girl, and I took it as like an offense, and I just started a fight with him or something. And I think he punched me once, and I had like a blue eye, and the fight was over basically. So that's like how I like did. I had this like couple of times that I got like a blue eye or something in school. I think it was like maybe like you get like 1 or 2 punches, and that's basically it.
Blue eye was like a very normal thing. Like if I get a blue eye from a fight, it's fine. Like there was a time where I got hospitalized.
Fuck.
Yeah.
It's like the whole culture is rougher, like with the kids in between the fighting, or like
I think, like as I said, this region is a little bit problematic. Like it's in the very east. People tend to be. I mean, like east of Turkey is like underdeveloped. So the education is like people are usually not that well educated. So the culture is like more on the tough side. So like you have to be tough. You have to be like
Is it a poor region?
It's a poor region. Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, it's not a rich region. I mean that, but there's a like.
Is everybody poor, or is there like a huge gap between rich and poor?
Generally, people are not that well off. Like it's just like no one was really bad. Like it's not like poverty as in other places that you can't find food or something. But it's just like I don't know. Like you can find food, for sure. Like but like I don't like have all the items that a Western kid would have. Like I don't like there was even like no swimming pool in this like town like where I'm staying because I wanted to go swimming. Like I wanted to learn swimming, but there was nothing. I wanted to go to cinema or like see some movies. There was no cinema, like stuff like this. So it's like there's just nothing.
Just missing some things like that.
Yeah, it's like the most
work, but
like usually like how the kids they keep themselves busy either playing outside or just like there were like internet cafes and so on. So they would just like play some computer games like over the network. But yeah, I mean like it's also a funny region because that like there's major groups. There are 2 major groups. How much time do we have? Okay.
so just like a second.
So there are like these 2 major groups, like definitely like Kurds and Azeris. Like I was from the Azeri like background, and then it also creates tension, like this kind of like a nationalistic, because Azeris they're nationalistic, in the way that okay, so we support this national party, and then Kurds were like voting for a party that was like that had always closest tie to PKK and so on, So it's a very funny environment, like all in all. So it's like you have different types of conflicts. You have like conflicts between some like ethnic background. So you have conflicts regarding just within yourself and so on, and you have just conflict between. Sometimes you can be a rich kid and you can be like a poor kid, and then you can have like also this type of conflicts and so on.
Okay, like different classes.
But usually it doesn't matter. Like it just finds you. Like basically, you like usually like I remember like Kurds they had like they're like very tribal.
Okay.
So like the point of being is that you don't mess around with people too much because they like you hit you can beat one person
like their brother
but they bring like I don't know like 5 to 10 guys with themselves, and they all of a sudden you find yourself in trouble.
Oh yeah, sounds like shit.
Yeah, like once Yeah, like someone told me that there was like this guy from this tribe who kind of had eyes on me. I was like, I didn't do any shit, you know. I was like, why? And then, but I mean, I just learned out that it was like a joke. But I learned it like 2 months later. But they didn't tell me. I was shit scared like all the time. I was like calling my parents, like you know, to
So the
pick me
joke
up.
was that somebody is like wanted to beat you up, but they just made it up.
Yeah, they just made up. Like they were like, yeah, they're asking for your watch. I was like, yeah, take my watch. But I mean, are they gonna leave me alone and so on? And then like after 2 months, they like kind of said, oh, this was just a joke. I was
Did you
like,
get your watch back then?
yeah. I mean, like they didn't really take it. Like, but they were just like testing my limits with that, you know. Man,
It's
yeah.
kind of messed up politics as a kid. Like, what the fuck?
Yeah, it's like I don't know. I don't like this town. I don't. Yeah. But I mean, the only thing that was good is that you get so much violence. And then when I was like going to the west of Turkey, I felt like I was like a wild caveman. You know, like I could beat all the kids.
You're like, I'm used to that. What's this? You guys are soft.
Yeah, like the kids there, they didn't know how to fight. Yeah, I mean, like, but I had like, a bit more tactics, you know, like I even as a kid I knew some takedowns, you know, like pretty basic ones, but it's like I was like catching them by surprise, you know, and then if you catch someone by surprise, it's like it's hard for them because it's like a shock of what's happening, and then all of a sudden, I mean, as a kid you don't go to that far, you know, like you just take down, you just maybe mount, and then you know like show your dominance and it's over. And the other kid maybe is crying or you know like was leaving and so on. But yeah, man, like it was a violent, little bit like a violent past. I mean, I'm like there were no guns or whatever, but there were certainly knives involved. I've never been part of it.
Luckily.
Luckily, yeah. If I had stayed in that town also for high school, I think I would have gotten into easily trouble because I had friends who got, especially over girls, like who got stabbed. Some one or two guys they died or something. You know?
So some of your old friends, they didn't go somewhere else. Some of them died.
Yeah, they
some of
stayed.
them got in jail or injured or whatever.
Yeah.
Shit.
Shit. Yeah, it's I don't know how we came here, but yeah.
I don't know. I mean, like in Berlin, I think a couple times, like one time at the playground, I just remembered, a kid put a knife against me. But like it was just ridiculous. Like it made no sense. They also spit on me, and then we just left. You know, like we were just playing basketball, and we wanted to leave, and they didn't want us to leave because we had the ball.
Okay.
That was kind of stupid. That was one thing. I remember when I was in Colombia, when I was like when I was in 15 or so. I was out with some friends there, and like a friend of mine was rolling a joint. But then like some homeless guy came to wanted to talk to us. He was drunk or whatever, you know. And my friend put like his hand in his hoodie, like in the front pocket of a hoodie, you know. Because like there was this weed, was rolling the joint, you know. And he gave him the hand with his left hand. You know? Okay. And then the guy felt like disrespected. Yeah, you reached to give me your left hand, not your right hand, you know.
Oh yeah. Okay.
And it was purely because like man, he had like his weed in there, you know. He didn't want to do strangers.
But did he know that he had like a weed rolling?
No, he didn't know. And this guy got like really angry, and like he also put the knife like this, and in my head it was like, damn. In my head, like I have no skills, no whatsoever, no experience. And it was like, can I kick this knife out of his hand? Because I was like, if it like raises one more time, so like try to like kick the knife out of his hand or something. Luckily, I didn't do anything.
Yeah.
You know, because like we were also with one local guy. The local guy was like, just talking to him and calming him down. In the end, they just got left.
Yeah, that's so fucked up.
It's sad thing, but
how old were you again?
215 is like
15?
7 years ago. Or 7 years ago.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, that's also fucked up. I mean, it's like, I mean, I think seeing a knife, any context, anywhere, it's just traumatic. Like,
yeah, you can talk about a gun, right?
yeah, I mean, I think it's equally because you're at the face of death. You know, like you know that shit can just kill you. I mean, like you can't just stand like with this punch, but the thought of death will not just appear to you like as quickly. You know, like because once you see a knife, it's life or death. It's like.
But that's not what it is. Yeah, kind of. I mean, like when you train something, you don't really, like, I don't know, I don't know how it was for you, but like, for the most time when I was a teenager, like, sort of a young adult, I always felt like kind of, like, for no reason at all, like, invincible. I feel like this is not how my story ends. And this is irrational, but like, you have like this own story,
Mhm.
and you just can't die. Not like
Oh yeah. You're at this
Yeah.
dangerous position, and then you're like, okay, so this is still not it for me.
Yeah, it makes no sense.
Yeah.
I mean, you can set up. I mean, like life doesn't need to make any sense.
Yeah,
you
I
can
think
just
it's-
set up.
yeah.
That
Yeah. I
it's
think
end of story.
yeah.
You just see carved over you. That's end of story. You have done nothing. You can die to a bicycle. That.
Yeah, I mean, yeah. Like sad things also can happen, right?
You get a spot for the class.
Yeah, I did for the basics. Yeah,
Nice.
and I didn't get for intermediate.
You used to
probably-
get a spot.
Yeah.
You know, the gods of you today always like, they always give you.
Yeah. When you ask it for the right time,
You shall receive.
it's like yeah, you don't have to be needy, you know. Yeah, like you don't come off as needy for the BJJ gods.
As same as with girls.
Yeah.
You just go there with the assumption that they want you there, you know.
Yeah.
Like the girls.
Yeah, pretty much.
Uh,
What do you think about the soup?
sour noodles, different taste.
Sour? Because of the probably the
Maybe it
sauce.
was like a different taste. I never tasted anything like that.
Mm-hmm.
This is so wobbly and soft. It's also new to me.
Mm-hmm.
It was good. Not as good as the other one.
The liver.
The liver I liked it more. Liver
Mm.
is the sheep fat.
Okay.
But I agree the idea of like eating more organs seems probably good.
Yeah. Like I think this one is like the king. Like in a way that like for me there are like two things. I just remember. I just yeah. Like for me like it reminds me of Liver King.
yeah.
Anyways, that yeah. Like but liver is the king. Liver itself is the king. And the second the foot of the sheep animal. Because the foot.
Oh, okay.
Because it carries the whole body and it has the most amount of collagen and, like of the animal, like the bone, whatever.
I would generally say that the foot carries the whole body, despite if it's a sheep or a cow or whatever animal.
Yeah,
I don't know with snakes, but other animals.
But I mean, imagine like an animal like a cow.
Yeah.
You have to put so much resources in there to be carrying. I don't know, like
The heavy.
the heavy shit. Yeah, like also like for the lemon, they can get like really furry and like. Have you seen the sheep that got lost in the forest and then came back?
So it really like it
could
be like see anything anymore. So like,
Yeah, it was weighing so much. Like I think it was like I mean it could not even. It was at the point of breakdown because like it could barely lift himself up.
but that's the question. This is like because like we, like I mean like a normal sheep, like a sheep that is I mean. We made sheep like this, right?
Mm.
That they grow this stuff, right?
Mhm.
Otherwise they wouldn't be like this. Grow till they can't carry down weight anymore, so they are, right?
What do you mean?
I think the sheep that we have
Mhm.
as people, they're like crossbred in a way that they're like always the hairiest ones that can use the sheep wool, right?
Yeah.
So I don't think like a freeland sheep, I don't know, living around somewhere. I don't know where sheep live.
I mean.
Cause I mean same with the cows, that like we have cows and you need to like milk them.
Yeah.
Otherwise they just are in pain, but
Yeah.
usually like a cow wouldn't basically produce milk like unlimited, right?
Yeah, I mean, yeah, of course, like you just pick like this animal and then you get like genetically, like you just breed them to get like what's the word called? I forgot. Like this, like taking like one special
Trait, something.
race of the animal and then constantly making them breed, like and then like selectively choosing this. I forgot the process name, like but there I think there was a word for that. So yeah, basically yeah, I mean like dogs, sheep, cows,
And then domesticized.
domestication process, yeah. But I mean also like not only domestication but to choose like whatever they fit for the purpose. And then yeah, selecting, favoring that gene.
Yeah.
So basically, if there's a dog, I mean, like probably that's why dogs are very, they can understand human emotions because you choose those that can understand human. I mean, like it comes from wolf, but I mean, wolf with time you
just wonder how they turn like wolves into like chihuahuas.
Yeah, I also don't know about that.
It's like, you have to like take also the smallest, most aggressive, and most fucked up wolf you find to breed with like somebody
Cat.
else. Also, yeah, kind of like this. Like that over generations turns into like a tiny thing that's more like a rat than actually like a proper.
Yeah, like
I don't know.
yeah, that's. I find it also fascinating. I'm kind of scared around chihuahuas because like, I'm like at any point I can just step on it and the animal is dead, right?
Oh shit.
But I can understand it's very practical for like urban life because you don't want to have a big dog like in the house,
But what is it practical for then? I mean,
space.
yeah, but what do you do with it?
And then also it needs less care, like you don't have to.
It's Tamagotchi.
Yeah, basically, like if you have like Siberian, you're fucked because like you have to go with this animal like for 40K run every day to make the dog tired. I've seen like usually if you look at the people who have like Siberians, they usually go with their bikes because they kind of leash the animal like on their hand and then they go circle around the park.
It
Because
needs to be active, this thing.
Yeah, it needs to be super active. You have to like because like look at them like huskies like Siberian whatever.
So what kind of dog would you have?
I would love to have like a bigger one but not too small. I mean like not too big not too small. So like my favorites are like huskies sorry the golden retrievers.
Alright.
Yeah, on the more less side, or Eurasian.
I don't know that one.
Kind of like furry, a little bit like they look a little bit like a German Shepherd, but they're not. And no, they're kind of like nice. They're more like on the quiet side, so they don't cause too much trouble, and kind of loyal, but they do their own thing, so they don't listen to that much. But I mean, like I like the calm dogs, like that are like
They just
playful, chill, not the. I don't like the small ones. They're just too loud. They're like they bark at everything. It's like they're also too tiny. Like it's like I think like dogs should be like
Come here, big boy.
yeah. And,
Yeah, when they.
What about you?
I would have a husky or Bernardina. I don't know, but it would only make sense if I have like the space. Like if I'm like having my house in the forest on a hill or something like that.
Mhm.
And also the area and I have my time to go around with them. Because it makes no sense to keep them like trapped in your place.
Yeah. Yeah, like
But it's like this everybody's dream, right? Like one day you have like place for yourself, far away from everyone. Like you can invite everybody over, but you still have like your place for yourself. You have like a wide area, like preferably like in some forest, in nature.
I used to have that dream as well, but nowadays I'm not sure if I want it. So
I probably changed them now.
okay, I think we also have to
Just
leave
get
soon.
ready. You just pull it back.
Okay, I think.
You can do that. Should we get ready?
Yes, let's get ready.
Yeah.
Ready?